So we just had the busiest week yet. And somehow I was more productive. I was way more patient. I slowed down and I spent intentional quality connection time with my kids. Like, how? Honestly, I didn't intend for this to happen, but I decided to change our morning rhythm. I decided to change the way I was doing things. I'm such a schedule and routine person. I like to do the same thing every day, if I could at the same exact time, because it gives me order. I'm totally type A. I'm the oldest child, like, makes sense. And I think that the biggest thing for me that was getting really frustrating was that I was tired, I was burned out, I was exhausted. My kids were craving and needing me, and yet I had no capacity to be there for them, and my house was a disaster. I felt lazy and it was frustrating. And here I'm a parenting coach. I help people with this. What is wrong with me? I couldn't snap myself out of the cycle until I changed my morning rhythm. Now, I'm probably going to get people who are like, morning rhythm, what? Like, this is the same thing as a schedule. Not in my house. Okay, so a morning rhythm. A morning rhythm is things that are really important to you that you get done, so that way you feel like you checked off some boxes. If you're type A like me, this is really important to feel like we're productive, like we've gotten things done. And yet with little kids, my kiddos are 4 and 2, I have no consistency. This means some mornings they're getting up at 7, some mornings they're getting up at 5:30. Today was a 5:30 day. And normally that time difference could really make my whole day go terribly. If there was a tantrum in the middle of when we're supposed to be making our beds, it was going to be an issue. So that's when I introduced myself to this idea of having rhythms. And the first question that I asked myself was, what do I want to feel after I'm done doing my rhythm? How do I want my day to feel? And ultimately, the word I landed on was calm. I want to feel calm. I want my kiddos to feel calm. So how do I achieve that? That was the biggest question. How do I achieve calm? Now, if you are listening to this, you're like, yes, calm would be amazing. And maybe calm is the thing you're feeling. Or maybe you're like, I'm wanting peace. Or maybe you're wanting ease. Or maybe you're just wanting simplicity. You're wanting slowness. Like, whatever that is that you are so wanting, this needs to be the word that you are working towards. And the way I do things is, this is like my overall words. My overall word is calm, right? And then I'm going to look into what is the most important things for our family. I'm sure you guys have heard of this before, but I believe that there are 3 different types of families. There are parent-focused families, there are children-focused families, and there's family-focused families. And in our family, we try our best to be a family-focused family. So what are the things that are really important to everyone in our family? And so I brought this idea to the breakfast table, literally. And I was like, what is important to everyone? And to my husband, it was eating breakfast as a family, because he is now leaving for work and he's working a little bit longer every day. So he wants to make sure that he's getting in that quality and connection time with each of us. For my 4-year-old, she said, I just want to go on a walk. And I was like, that's easy. We can do that every day. And for me, it was reading my Bible. Reading my Bible every day was so important. Well, then as I was thinking, okay, what else is important to me as a mom? You know, granted, it is important to have something in there for my kiddos, but for me, what's going to help me to feel calm? And it's cleanliness. It's having a clean home. So how do I have a clean home and still connect with my children? Because that was another very important thing to me in the morning, was connection. So let me read you off the things that were the most important to me that I came to. So 1, eat breakfast as a family. 2, Bible and journal. Number 3, connection. Number 4, cleaning up. And number 5, taking a walk. Now, these things do not happen in this order. They happen in whatever order they happen with. And that's the coolest thing about rhythms, because our family, We don't wake up the same time every day. Not everybody does the same things in the morning, and that's okay. Some mornings the kiddos like to watch TV, and other mornings they just want to be playing outside. So let the rhythm be a rhythm. Literally let it kind of flow, ebb and flow, however it may be. So maybe this morning we eat breakfast first, and then we have connection time, and then we clean, and then I read my Bible, and then we take a walk. And then maybe tomorrow I wake up a little earlier than the kids, and then I read my Bible first, and then we connect, and then we have breakfast. Like, these things can go in any order. They don't have one specific order. And that for me was the game changer. That was what changed everything. I no longer was so concerned about hitting the schedule, hitting all the things, and yet I was doing all the things and then having copious amounts of time afterwards. So after I was all done with these rhythms, I would be having an extra hour before lunch was happening, and I was just sitting outside, just being. This was exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be immersed in slow living, and it felt like this was the hack. This was the thing that got me there. And so I felt like I needed to share it with everybody. I was actually talking to my best friend, and I was like, I just tried this thing and it's really working, and it's only been a week. Like, I can only imagine what it's going to do as I start to implement it throughout my day. My plan is to go through each part of my day, kind of reconstruct it and make new rhythms for it. So I want you to know that when you are thinking of your word, right, your overall word, for what do you want to feel after your rhythms are done, I then want you to think about what is important to you. And that was that list that I came up with. Come up with this list of what is important to you. Don't get too crazy. I would say max 5 things. If you could keep it to 3, that's even better. That's going to give you even more time, and it's going to really make you feel productive. It also gives you the space and the time to be able to come and go with your kiddos. So if they're having a tantrum, you're not supposed to be making your bed right now. You know, yes, you're going to clean, but it doesn't have to be right now. Maybe you could take time and you could connect instead. This is the coolest part about having morning rhythms. The next thing that you're going to ask yourself is, how do I make these things happen? So how do I make these things that are so important to me happen? And some of the ideas I came up with, like for breakfast, we were spending like 35 minutes every single morning making breakfast. Now I make breakfast the night before while I'm making dinner. Like, these are things. And so write out an entire list of things that you could try. Doesn't mean you're going to try them all. Maybe you make a morning basket. Maybe where's some of my ideas? Let me see. Let me look here. Maybe while I'm cleaning up, the kids could play with their Tony box. Maybe connection time looks like homeschool. Maybe it looks like a game. Maybe it looks like we're just doing the same thing. I like to leave that up to my kiddos. I don't want to, say this is what we're going to do during connection time, but I make sure to label it. Hey, this is Mama and Emmy time. So that way they know that time means that we are connecting. It's very, very clear to them. The other thing I said I could do was maybe during the cleaning time of my day, maybe I only choose 3 things that need to get done. So that way I'm not cleaning my entire morning away, because I can easily do that and get distracted in all the cleaning. The other thing that I have done, I've mentioned this before with cleaning, is I have a basket that I carry with me. Here, let me show you my basket. This is what it looks like. And I go like this, and I carry it around my house, and I pick up all of the things that do not belong in that area. And so if I see something, say on the counter, that doesn't belong there, I'm putting it into the basket. And then usually once, sometimes twice a week, I will empty the basket, and everybody knows if they're looking for something, it's probably in the basket. If they left it out, I'm like, check the basket. And this helps to keep my house really tidy without a lot of effort. And so I'm doing this, again, 1 or 2 days a week. I'm completely emptying it out, or if it's like really full, then I'll empty it out. But for the most part, my house stays really clutter-free. We don't have a ton of stuff. As I've mentioned in the past, I would say that we're very close to minimalistic. I always have a hard time calling myself that, because I feel like I have kids, and it's near to impossible to have 2 forks and 4 spoons. And that's like what people think of when they think of minimalism. But we really don't have a ton of stuff. So it's pretty easy for me to go and clean things up. So anyway, I hope that this morning rhythm has just sparked something in you. I hope that it's giving you hope, because I know that I'm going to hear so many mamas within the slowish parenting community who are just going to love this. Like I've been so excited to share this because I know it's going to change your morning. It's going to change your life. It's going to give you that productivity. It's going to give you the patience you're needing. It's going to give you that slowness and that ease and more room for things to kind of come and go and ebb and flow. And I know that our mental health needs that. I know my mental health needs that. We need that capacity. So if you do try this and you're like, yes, this is totally working for me, or maybe it doesn't work and you have a question, please comment them below. If you like this video and you'd like to see more content like this, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you guys for being here, and happy parenting.